welcome back to my channel and the next video on the Shitbox S14. Yeah, so in the last video it was Tuesday and I was up here doing the prep for the Underseal and all of that stuff. Unfortunately on Wednesday I went and got something stuck in my eye at work and I couldn't come up and do any more work because I was basically blind in one eye. I couldn't see anything. It was like, it was a right mess. Anyway, I'm all sorted now. Well, nearly all sorted now anyway. It's Friday and I'm gonna hopefully make a start on taking off the chassis rails and getting the rest of this side of the car all ground down and sanded or whatever for ready for the Underseal. So yeah, the plan is to basically drill out these spot welds that I've already done small holes on and get them removed, and then try and blitz the rest of the underside. Hopefully we can get somewhere pretty close. I want to try and make up for the lack of work there's been for the past few days because of stupid eyes getting injured. Also, this subframe that I picked up off Facebook for 20 quid. I need to get it all cleaned up and everything and make a jig, because I don't remember which side it is. I think it's this side. One of the sides anyway has got a bit of a hole where one of the mounting points is for, I think it's a camber arm or something like that. So I need to basically make a jig so that when it gets welded and fixed and everything, it'll all mount back in exactly the same place, so I won't have arms just going everywhere. So yeah, that's the goal for today. I'm going to make a start because I want to really try and catch up because of the lack of work that's happened this week. So I'll give you an update soon, hopefully. Yeah, fortunately, these chassis rails are on just spot welds, I think. I'm hoping anyway. So what I should be able to do is just have at it with the drill, make some holes, and it should, all being well, come off. That's the theory anyway. Don't know if it'll work, but we'll soon find out. So I've seen people do this in the past on videos and stuff like that. They've used this special drill bit that's used for just drilling out spot welds basically. Unfortunately I haven't got one of those, and I didn't bother to buy one before I started this because I didn't think I was going to need one, to be honest. But it come in real handy now. But anyway, so I'm just using a 6.5mm drill bit and hoping that that's going to be okay. If it's not, then shit, basically. But yeah, let's see how it goes. That's not a good start when the drill doesn't even work. So, round 2, let's try again, see if it works. Had a bit of a glitch, but it's working. Need a new drill, I think. Okay, so I've got all my holes drilled now. I'm hoping they're going to be the right size. So all I'm going to do now is just basically use a hammer and a screwdriver and try and get in behind there and pry it off a little bit, but it needs to be in perfect condition so that when I take it up to Matt he can do a complete 100% replica of it. So it all needs to be straight and as clean as possible. So fingers crossed I can get it off pretty well. We'll see how it goes. So my weapon of choice, one tiny little hammer and a screwdriver. So hopefully as I start getting in behind here, it should just come away nicely. It's looking good so far. So fortunately it's going quite well, although I think I'm going to have to get into, if the camera focus, get into that bit there, which is the actual good bit of rail, minus the surface rust. So I'm going to have to, I think there's going to be another spot weld that I have to get in there first, before I'll be able to pull it off. So I'm going to finish getting the rest of them off, and then attack that bit afterwards. and hopefully it'll all come off as one piece nicely. So this is where I'm up to right now. I've managed to get them all drilled out. As I guessed, there was like another 2 in there, and they were a pain in the ass to get as well. I hate it when I'm right because it normally involves a lot more work. Anyway, yeah, got them all drilled out. I've managed to pop it out at this side, but like, just a tip, if you're doing this with your S14, or I mean, I think the chassis is the same for the 33 and stuff like that as well, but yeah, this bit needs to be lifted like all the way back. So like that, this bit of the chassis rail goes underneath there, but it goes all the way to the back, almost where the seams meet, pretty much where the seams meet. So that was a pain in the ass to get out, but now looks like it's ready to go. Okay, so finally got it off. It's actually quite clean underneath, as you would imagine, because it's been covered, but you know, this was a real pain in the ass. Where it goes into the chassis rail there's actually another couple of spot welds on it, so trying to get it, I mean it was all ruined anyway, it's all rotten in there, so there wasn't really much left. But yeah, this is the removed piece. That's what basically is going to get replaced. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a flimsy bit of metal. There's nothing to it really. You know, I mean, if it was perfectly legal and all of that, I wouldn't even bother replacing it. I'd probably just, you know, block that bit off there and just leave it flat. But yeah, it's part of the car and it needs to be fixed. So as you can see, where it went into the other rail, it's just rotten. There's nothing left. So I need to sort of straighten it all out, make it nice and neat and tidy, and then that'll be ready to run up to Matt tomorrow. As for the subframe I was on about earlier, that's the damage there. So that's how it'd sit in the car, I think, like it is now on the floor. So this is like the front. I imagine this would be a tow arm. But yeah, basically it's all, as I was cleaning it up, found a bit of a hole and like loads of corrosion around there. So all I'm going to do is, I've got this piece of metal here, and the plan is, when it focuses, plan is to just mount that in there. That's going to get bolted in, and then this needs to be cut in half yet, but and then this bit will be in that one, and it'll just be, I'll have a bar welded across there just to hold it all in place, so that when this gets cut out, when it's all like fixed and everything like that, a new one's made, it can be put back in exactly the same place, because it'll just bolt up to this little jig thing that I'm making, and then when you sit that one in and bolt it up, that'll be in the right position. That's the theory behind it anyway. So fingers crossed that'll all come off alright. I'm going to get on with that now, hopefully get that finished before I leave tonight. I don't know if I'm going to get the other chassis rail off, because it was a bit of a pain, and I think all in all that took about an hour and a half, maybe just shy of an hour and a half. So yeah, it's a lot of work just for that one piece of metal. The good thing is I've measured it up, and the piece that I've taken off is exactly the same as the other one as well. So what I can do is just say, you know, make 2 of those, nothing flash, just as long as it works, and then I can be taking that one off while they're being made, and by the time they're done, it'll be off. The rest of the car will all be prepped, ready to go. I can just put them on, spot weld them onto the car, and then it'll be a case of just undersealing it. And well, I'm hoping anyway, this is a plan, but you know, normally when I make plans like this, I never go ahead. So yeah, fingers crossed something might actually go right for a change. Anyway, I'm going to get on with the subframe, make that jig, and then that'll probably be it for today's video. So yeah, I'll get on with that, and I'll give you an update when I've finished. Okay, so these are my 2 pieces mounted in the subframe now. They are all square where I originally lined them up and drilled the holes. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, it does look wonky, but yeah. Anyway, the plan now is, I've got this piece of bar here, and all I'm going to do is just weld maybe one bar across, maybe even 2, just so it's solid. But yeah, just weld up a piece of bar across those 2, and then hopefully, yeah, it should all be done. That'll be the jig sorted. So when it all goes up to Matt, he'll basically just chop off this piece here or whatever. I don't know what he's planning to do, but he'll chop out that bit, unbolt it from the jig, and then bolt a new piece up when he's made it. And then when he sits the jig back on, it should, in theory, sit in the right place, so it's all, you know, right. Fingers crossed anyway. But yeah, I'm going to finish that off now, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Hopefully it goes okay. Right, okay, so I've blathered a load of weld on there. It's still piping hot, but yeah, that's it's plenty strong enough. I've had a right good old tug on it. But yeah, it's all on there. Next job is to find some bolts that are going to be long enough, some spaces as well, just so I can get in there. The bolt hole is smaller than on these bits anyway. It's smaller on there than it is on the actual mount. But when you're using adjustable arms, like a couple of mil, or not even a millimetre, probably like half a mil in any direction should be okay, because I can adjust it up on the arm. It should all come out pretty well, even with the bolt holes being slightly smaller. I might just drill it out if I can. I don't think I've got any drill bits the right size, probably not. But yeah, it'll do for now. I'm happy with it basically. I've done everything that I wanted to do today, minus cleaning up a little bit more. But what I want to try and do is get that other chassis rail off now, just so I can, you know, completely blitz everything. That's the only bits that I needed to pull off the car before I could finish cleaning up. So yeah, again, progress has been made. I haven't jinxed myself recently, which I normally do. I normally say, oh, you know, really good progress made, and then the next time I come up, everything goes to shit. But it's been going really well, so I'm fucking so thankful for that, because normally it just goes like a sack of shit. So yeah, part 2 of the Underseal prep and whatnot has been a success. So I'm going to go home while everything's gone well, and I don't want to cock up anything, so I'm going to go home, I'm going to edit this video, and hopefully it'll be up tonight, so that'll be the 3rd video this week. Which, I'm proper chuffed about. I want to try and keep on track and do like at least 3 videos a week now, so yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and hopefully you'll you know, you'll look at all the others if this is your first time on the channel. But yeah, next time just blitzing the rest of the underside and getting it all ready for the Underseal. I'll be heading up to Matt's tomorrow with all these pieces, so the subframe, and where have I put the chassis rail? The chassis rail over there. Going to be running these up to Matt tomorrow at Rockbox, and hopefully a couple of weeks, maybe sooner, don't know, should have those back, get them put back on the car, which will be, fingers crossed, an easy process. Just spot welds, all being well. Now that I know where they are, it's going to be really easy to do the other side. I'm not going to say it, but fingers crossed. Anyway, yeah, I'm calling it a day. Going to go home, have a shower, and go and have a nice cold beer to celebrate. So yeah, again, cheers for watching. Hopefully you've liked and subscribed and all of that gibbons, and I will see you on the next one if you do come back. Bye. Okay, so I got a load of weld chucked onto the little jig bit that I've made up. Surprisingly went really well. I'm a fan of these welds, because my welds are pretty crap usually. So yeah, really happy with how it's turned out. I'm going to have to try and find a drill bit now and drill these holes out a bit more, just so I can get a bolt sat in there so that it will be absolutely cock on. Even if I don't get it like 100%, you know, there will be adjustable arms on there obviously, so the adjustable arm should make up the difference if it's like, you know, in or out too much or whatever, you know. So yeah, fingers crossed it's all going to work out and it's all going to be perfect, and there'll be no more messing around with frigging rotten subframes. So yeah, chuffed with today. I haven't had a chance to clean anything up. I'm happy enough with getting this chassis rail off, and getting the subframe done. That's enough for today. you know, after the crappy week I've had, it's good that I've actually managed to get anything done towards the end of the week with the eye injury and everything. So yeah, gonna call it a day there. I'm gonna go home, get showered, cleaned up and everything, and go for a nice cold beer to celebrate. Yeah, so I'm gonna clean up now, pack the car up with the subframe, lovely subframe, and the chassis rail, which I'm taking up to Matt's tomorrow at Rockbox, and then fingers crossed we'll get a better idea of how long it's going to take to get everything done. I'm hoping it's only going to be a couple of weeks maximum for the chassis rails. The subframe I'm not too worried about just yet, because I want to get it all stripped down, powder coated and everything like that, along with all the other little suspension bits and bobs that are going to go back on the car, like the front subframe and whatnot. So not too fussed about the subframe, but the chassis rail, I want that back as soon as possible, so that basically gives me time to get all of this finished off, get everything nice and clean, get that other chassis rail off, that little bugger there. And then by the time they come back from Matt's at Rockbox, should be ready. You know, literally just get them welded on, or spot welded on, and then get it undersealed, and that'll be it, complete, hopefully. Yeah, that'll do it for today, I think. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Do a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, look forward to the next one, because it should be quite interesting. We'll maybe get some footage tomorrow when I'm up at Rockbox. Matt's got a few projects on at the minute, so maybe he'll let us film, don't know, we'll ask him, see what happens. I'm going to head home, get this one uploaded, hopefully get it edited and on tonight, and then that'll be 3 videos in 1 week. Need to keep that up though, but it's quite tough when you're working full time and barely get the time to come up here. So, right, anyway, I'm going. Again, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.